Now at 6, police are looking for whoever attacked people at random with a bat.
What police are saying about these violent clashes in the gas lamp.
America, America, I gave my best to you.
Passing the torch, a recap of night 1 of the Democratic National Convention and what Governor Gavin Newsom is doing at the DNC today.
It's like they were doing Olympic-style jumps.
Dolphins and sharks are being spotted off our coast. We'll explain why.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Good morning, everybody. So glad you're with us here at 6 a.m. We don't take field trips often during the show, but we just had to go check out what was outside the back door here.
Yes, it's so beautiful. Thank you for being with us here. The moon is shining bright right now, so let's get right to Evan Noorani. Evan, I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah, and this doesn't even do it justice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're able to see all the craters out there of the moon right now. The moon sets at 7:11, but on the top right there, you've got the sunrise and sunset time. So we're starting to see some of that light come through. That's the nearly full moon, the 99.1% full moon. And then down below the Pacific Ocean, that's where the moon is going to set shortly. You also got the coastline there where you notice some clouds, but generally we've actually got a lot more sunshine in the forecast for the morning hours than what we've seen for the past mornings. 83 this afternoon along the coastline, 97 inland. The mountains are going for 94 and 113 for the deserts. We're below the criteria necessary for heat-related alerts. However, it is still going to be a hot day. And in fact, our day of peak heat before we start to see temperatures cool down daily from tomorrow all the way through the upcoming weekend. We'll talk about how much those temperatures are going to fall in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Evan. And now this morning, police in Oceanside are still looking for the people who attacked 4 others with baseball bats.
It happened over the weekend near the Harbor Fishing Pier. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live outside Oceanside Police Headquarters now with more details on what happened here. Good morning, Regina.
Yeah, good morning, guys. That's correct. Police are still looking for the suspects. They have not made an arrest at this time. They have, however, found a car that's connected to these people, as well as additional information that can help with this case. But this all started on Saturday night at Oceanside Harbor. According to police, 2 people wearing bandanas covering their faces were seen beating several men with baseball bats. Once officers were called to the scene, the suspects had already driven away, but they found 2 victims suffering with head traumas and quickly took them to the hospital. Shortly after, the Oceanside Police Department received additional information about 2 other people who were treated for similar injuries at Tri-City Medical Center. They were also attacked with baseball bats in the same area by the same suspects. All 4 victims are suffering significant head injuries, one of them with a facial fracture. Witnesses at the scene say the suspects appeared to be instigating fights with random people passing by. Another witness who recorded the incident on her phone got targeted by the suspects who attempted to take her device. But back out here, Oceanside Police Department is still looking for these suspects. They are asking the public for any information or any tip that can help with this case and to call their station. That's latest here in Oceanside. Regina Yarita, CBS 8.
Regina, thank you very much. And now this morning, authorities are looking for 2 young children reportedly abducted by their parents. So take a look at your screens right here. 2-year-old Willow Bryant and her 4-year-old brother, Wyman, were last seen with their parents, Tiffany Bryant and David James, in South Los Angeles Wednesday afternoon. The Amber Alert includes several counties, including here in San Diego. The 4 are believed to be traveling in a champagne-colored 2008 Buick Enclave SUV with paper license plates. Keep an eye out for them and call 911 if you see them. Oh, disturbing video here from the gas lamp showing San Diego police in violent clashes with several people who were out partying. This happened Saturday. One video shared with CBS 8 shows a man with his hands there in the air being then tackled to the ground. He almost hit his head on the curb. Corey White caught that shove on camera, and he says it happened as the clubs were starting to let out.
Violent towards the officer, and he didn't cause a threat towards anybody else. Obviously, we need police down here because bad stuff does happen down here, so we need them down here. But in certain instances, sometimes they just go a little harder than what is warranted. And you can see it on everybody's reactions. Everybody's kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Now, in another interaction, a man spits towards officers after they shoot pepper spray at him. Several officers charge the man and then take him to the ground. In a statement from San Diego police, we reached out to them and they say in part, quote, "The video of this incident does not show the events in their entirety. The subjects in question were arrested for being involved in a fight and attempting to batter a police officer after interfering in the course of the officer's duties and for spitting at the officer." Police also say one officer was hurt. They add overconsumption of alcohol continues to be an issue in the gas lamp.
Ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America?
Two of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago will get underway soon.
Yeah, last night, celebrities, big name Democrats took the stage in Chicago, including, of course, President Biden, as we just heard. CBS 8's Chris Grow joining us live in studio with highlights now from day one. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys. Day one was definitely a celebration of President Joe Biden, his decision to step down and what that means for the party. We saw the signs. We love Joe. Signs for Jill Biden, the First Lady, his wife. And, of course, we also saw speakers hyping up the party's ticket of Harris and Walz. But again, this was a celebration of the 46th president of the United States.
Ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States?
Now, the president was introduced on stage by his daughter, Ashley. He spent more than 45 minutes addressing the party and voters. The majority of his speech focused on his accomplishments in office while also stumping for his VP and now party nominee Kamala Harris. Night one was themed for the people. A good chunk of it was spent celebrating the president, but also a chance for the party to put their platform up against Republicans. The conversation touched on the economy, Project 2025, the former President Donald Trump's legal issues, and of course, reproductive freedom. There were some big-name contributors like New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and 8 years after being the party nominee herself, Hillary Clinton.
In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class.
On the other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala Harris raising her hand and taking the oath of office as our 47th president of the United States.
Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom will headline speakers today. He's also ceremoniously going to deliver the delegates that Vice President Kamala Harris needs to be formally nominated. Expect to be somewhat of a ceremonious event. Also meant to celebrate the state of California. It will also be interesting to keep an eye on protesters outside the convention. Police say at least 4 people were arrested after some demonstrators breached a security fence. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. This morning, we are getting insight on a CBS News poll we showed you that gives Harris a 3-point edge nationally over Trump and shows him neck and neck in battleground states. When looking at the economy overall with likely voters, CBS News Director of Elections and Surveys says Harris has significant ground to make up.
Trump's advantages on the economy, on inflation, which voters say is a big key issue. In all these areas, when people say they're major factors, Donald Trump is winning more of their votes.
The CBS News YouGov survey used a sample of more than 3,200 registered and likely voters nationwide. You can stay up to date with CBS 8 as we bring you all the latest details from the convention this week. Go to CBS8.com or follow CBS 8 on our social media pages. Now we're getting a look at a part of a bluff that's collapsing in La Jolla here. It happens south of the Torrey Pines glider port. You can see it all coming down here. Chopper 8 actually captured this moment just after 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Rocks, dirt could be seen falling to the ground below for a couple of minutes here. There were some onlookers on the beach below, but everyone appeared to keep a safe distance. That's what we always tell people when you're around those bluffs. Make sure you stay quite a ways away because you never know when something like this is going to happen.
Yeah,
Chop rate
right.
catching it happen.
If you're setting up shop for the day, getting your blankets and towels down, keep your distance away from the bluffs there. Head closer to the water instead. Speaking of the water, it's a gorgeous start to the morning. Got a little bit of cloud cover, but this is the Pacific down below, and that is the nearly full moon up top. Sunrise at 6:16, so I have another about 6 minutes before we see it. Temperatures, we just looked at this. I mean, inland and across the mountains, that's where the heat is really going to be felt. Along the coastline, 83 degrees. Hop in the water if you're at the beach, and you'll cool off. If we look at your conditions out there right now, we're mostly in the 60s, 64 in Santee, 67 in Chula Vista, and 69 in downtown San Diego. Just a few marine layer clouds that have developed over the last hour or so. Nothing major to work with. That means that as that sun starts to come up, it will be no match. We are looking at a sunny day through and through, and we expect that since we don't have that marine layer to keep us in that more mild range for the next couple of hours, that UV index is going to skyrocket, temperatures are going to skyrocket, and that means that this afternoon is going to really feel like one of those kind of quintessential summer days. 96 for Santee and El Cajon this afternoon, 90 in La Mesa this afternoon, 73, much cooler as you get off toward La Jolla, taking you up the coastline. Oceanside's going for 85, Palomar Mountain 91, Escondido and Poway 94, and RB going for 92 as that afternoon high. A couple triple digits to work with across our far eastern valleys like Ramona at 101, and then of course Borrego, Ocotillo, both going for above 110, likely making it to 112 this afternoon. We want to check in on traffic, see how your roads are this morning. There are a couple things to talk about here. First, I want to take you up to the Escondido, San Marcos area, North County, where we have a full closure right now on the 78 westbound. And right now they've closed both sides of the 78. So westbound and eastbound, SIG alert has been issued. This is between Broadway and the 15. And again, the 15 also has a hard closure in certain parts of the highway there. Police activity is underway. It's suggested you avoid that area. Also want to take you down to closer to the downtown area, or at least headed in that direction. You've got the entry ramp to the 94 westbound from Kelton Road, blocked right now with a crash. That's not causing any major backups. It's more so that situation in San Marcos with that full closure both directions of the 78 that we're going to keep watch of to see how long it's going to take for them to reopen those lanes. Also want to check in on border wait times this morning. 80-minute wait for both the San Ysidro Port of Entry and the Otay Mesa Port of Entry, so both will run you about an hour 20 in total. Back to you.
Evan, thank you for the latest on that. And still ahead, Israel recovers the bodies of some hostages. Where ceasefire talks stand now.
Plus, why Disney is no longer trying to block a wrongful death lawsuit. And a look at last night's rare super blue moon.
Toyota dealers.
Extend summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with the new Camry, RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander, BZ4X Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma.
Now you can get a low $289 a month lease on a stylish new Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
The experienced technicians at Rescue Rooter are ready to solve all of your drain problems. Take advantage of our 99 or it's free mainline drain clearing special. If we can't clear it, you don't pay for it. Call 866-482-2990 to schedule your appointment.
As a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, Nick feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things, like crossing this river. What if his feet get wet? Did he bring extra socks? Are there salmon in the river? Are salmon aggressive? Nick has a lot of things to worry about. But as a member of Navy Federal, his finances aren't one of them. Become a member today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
This Labor Day, More Furniture is introducing the luxurious new Estate Collection of Mattresses by Stearns & Foster. Handmade by certified master craftsmen, the collection features Tempur-Indulge memory foam and IntelliCoil inner springs to provide exceptional comfort and support all night long. During our Labor Day event, take a full 60 months to pay with absolutely no interest and no money down, and get a free premium bedding bundle including 2 pillows, a mattress protector, and a full set of sheets. Visit your local showroom today.
So when it's time for trial and the judge takes to the bench and the bailiff says, all rise, for us, that's game time. And that's when we shine. And I rise with the jury. I stand up and I feel that little flutter in my heart. I'm super excited because I know it's about time to start doing what we came there to do, and that is to win justice for our client. We are trial lawyers. We're the best trial lawyers, and we love being in trial.
The experienced technicians at Rescue Rooter are ready to solve all of your drain problems. Take advantage of our 99 or it's free mainline drain clearing special. If we can't clear it, you don't pay for it. Call 866-482-2990 to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back. 6:15 here. New this morning, Israeli authorities say soldiers recovered the bodies of 6 hostages overnight in Gaza. Israel's military did not say when or how they died. Right now, it's believed Hamas is still holding 110 hostages. Meantime, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is urging Hamas to accept a proposal to help bridge differences over a possible ceasefire. Blinken says Israel has signed off on the agreement. This morning, at least 2 people are dead from a powerful storm that hit the Northeast. Connecticut's governor calling the flooding historic. Parts of the state saw up to 12 inches of rain on Sunday. The storm also hit Long Island and New York. This system is separate from Hurricane Ernesto, which is weakening as it travels near northeastern Canada.
This morning, Disney is changing its decision on a wrongful death lawsuit. The company says it's reversing course on its attempt to have the lawsuit involving the death of a woman at one of its resort restaurants in Florida blocked. The lawsuit comes from a man whose wife died from an allergic reaction after eating at the resort in 2023. Disney originally asked for the case to be settled out of court, arguing the woman's husband signed up for its streaming service trial back in 2019, which requires any disputes to be handled in arbitration. And now the company says humanity is its top priority, and the issue should be handled with a sensitive approach. This morning, we're now getting a look at last night's rare super blue moon. Actually, it's still up in the sky right now, but look at these images. A super blue moon is a celestial phenomenon. An astronomer says a supermoon happens when the moon is at its closest point to the Earth. That's why it looks so big and so bright out there. A blue moon happens when there's 4 full moons in one season. A super blue moon happens about once per decade and will cause a big, bright moon.
You really want to capture, the best way to do it is to either have a pair of binoculars or a telescope and then put your iPhone or your Android device and put it right up against the eyepiece and then take a picture of the moon. And it'll look incredible.
Yeah, those close-ups are amazing. Astronomers say the next super blue moon like this one will not happen until 2037. Is it still out there, Evan?
Yeah, the 3 of us can confirm it is super.
About an hour before it will set over the ocean, which will be gorgeous.
Nice.
7:11 is the moon set time.
Okay.
So now we have the sunrise, the sunset, the moonrise, the moonset. Right now, a 99% full moon out there, and we don't have much cloud cover either to work with, which means that the view is gorgeous. This is how we're starting off the morning. And this in particular, satellite radar, showing us that there is nothing to work with. We have a few low clouds right along the coastline, but that's about all we have as interference. But that timestamp still running in the top right and showing no clouds, no showers, a very comfortable start to the morning. It's going to change quickly as temperatures climb dramatically. So that means that San Diego by the afternoon is expected to be about 5 degrees warmer than normal. Ramona, 10 degrees warmer than normal. And Borrego Springs, 5 degrees warmer than normal. Remember, normal for Ramona is already 91 degrees. They're expected to hit 101 this afternoon. So today is our day of peak heat, and then we start to see temperatures fall from here on. Want to show you our heat index for today, Tuesday. That's the green line here, where it's all the way up to a high risk of heat-related illnesses, for example, if you're spending too much time out there in the direct sunlight. But day after day, temperatures are going to slide. So as we go into Wednesday, that starts to drop down to just about the moderate, maybe elevated range. By the time we get to Thursday, it's all the way down to a low risk. So heat is not going to be a huge concern for Thursday, for Friday, for Saturday, as we have this trend of cooler weather being brought down from around the Pacific Northwest. It's being pulled from the Gulf of Alaska, much colder air up there. And as it gets pulled in our direction, we cool down, and that ridge of high pressure gets nudged off in the opposite direction. So this afternoon is our day of hottest temperatures, and then we start to see those temperatures slide. 79 for Carlsbad, 94 for Escondido, and 101 for Ramona this afternoon. Let's check in on traffic very briefly. We'll look at that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but we want to take a look at what's going on as far as traffic goes, and I'm going to zoom past these here. We want to take you back to the Escondido situation where we have continuation of this police activity where the 78 meets the 15. Right now, what we know is that the road is closed, both directions of the 78, eastbound and westbound in the Escondido area, and that now both of the interchanges on the 15 trying to get you onto the 78 are also closed. Police activity, meaning that police are on scene right now. CHP is also on scene. We've also been told the fire department is on scene. Can't give you any more details as to what's going on there. We're checking in with CHP, though, to get more information on when they're able to reopen this road. You can already see quite a bit of stop-and-go traffic on the 78. These are people trying to get onto the 15. Also, on the 15 southbound, same thing. People trying to get west on the 78 aren't able to do so right now. So you're going to have to take surface streets instead to get around this police activity. Back to you.
We know that's a very busy stretch of town. Thank you very much, Evan, for that update. Ooh, and now take a look at your screens right here. We are following this breaking news. This out of North Park, where firefighters are working to put out this fire. You see all that smoke coming out of that building right there, and quite a few engines. This is happening in the 2900 block of Upas Street.
Yeah, not far from that Jack in the Box right across the street. In fact, you see several fire trucks on the scene here. Not clear how this fire was started or if anyone has been hurt in this, but you can see that ladder fully extended to the roof as they are working to put out this fire. You see the smoke billowing there. Looks like they're on the scene. May have a handle. You see in the middle of your screen some of the firefighters there in the back of this building right now. Trying to make sure that if any flames pop up, that they're on top of it. We're working to gather more information as the fire department's working to put this fire out. We'll keep an eye on it as the morning progresses here. This house fire in North Park that's burning right now.
It's all trying to be like Simone Biles and just touch the sky and come down. It was awesome.
Coming up, why there's a lot more dolphins and sharks off our coast.